In the name of the Lord of soul and reason, beyond whom no thought may transcend. The one who granted humanity the gift of life and intellect, so that by the light of knowledge, love, and truth, we may find the righteous path and be freed from the chains of ignorance and oppression. Greetings to you, beloved ones, compassionate hearts, greetings to you seekers of truth, seekers who roam freely across the vast expanse of existence, and seekers still bound by the inherited superstitions of the Quran. With utmost humility, I wish to expose the inherited Quran that has been passed down to you for over 14 centuries, so that you may truly know what it is you have inherited.
The Quran can never be from the true God, unless we ignore reason and logic. Unfortunately, this neglect of reason began over 1,400 years ago in many Islamic countries and continues to this day. For centuries, people have learned not to question, not to doubt, and only blindly accept what they are told. A religion that truly comes from God should bring goodness and blessings, peace and friendship, calmness and comfort. Not all this misery, war, chaos, killing, and destruction. If the Quran were from God, it would have produced some positive fruits. Yet for more than 1,400 years, it has borne no fruit for humanity. The best fruit of the Quran in the 21st century is Hibatullah Akhundzada, the leader of Afghanistan, a real monster. Other fruits are ISIS, Bin Laden, Bashar al-Assad, and the rest of the terrorists. These are not fruits at all. You Muslims inherited a thorny tree called the Quran, and you want apples from it, while this thorn tree has only produced thorns for 1,400 years. Still, you hold a false hope that it will give you apples. A thorn tree that has not given an apple for more than 1,400 years. Do you really think it is logical to ask it for apples? Never. If you want apples, you should ask from an apple tree, not from a thorn tree that no one has been able to pick an apple from in over 1,400 years. The fruit of the Quran are the Taliban who deprived our beloved nation of life. Let's take a moment to think. Is it logical that a book written 1,400 years ago in the deserts of Arabia can solve the complex problems of today's world? Problems like medical science, technology, freedom of speech, human rights, and gender equality? Can a book written in a tribal and warlike culture be a life guide for 21st century humans? If this book really came from God, shouldn't it have been sent in a clear and living language for all the people of the world, not just in Arabic from 14 centuries ago? Most Muslims do not even understand the meaning of the verses they read. Every day, they mumble Arabic verses without understanding what they say. If you read this book in your own language, Dari, Pashto, or Persian, then you realize what is actually written. You will see many verses contradict reason, science, and even human ethics. For 1,400 years, a great deception has been played on the people with this book. This deception has been passed down generation to generation, resulting in people living in darkness, poverty, war, and backwardness. Afghanistan is a clear example, a land burned by these ideas. Its people have forgotten joy and freedom. Who benefits from this situation? The dictators, the mullahs, and those who want the people to remain ignorant forever. They have used interpretations of this Quran to take freedom away from you. They told girls you have no right to education, told boys fight and kill, and called any opposing voice apostate and infidel, declaring their blood lawful to shed. Throughout history, blind interpretations of this Quran have caused countries like ours to be trapped in endless wars, poverty, and discrimination. The Taliban deprived girls of school because they said the Quran ordered it. The Islamic Republic of Iran executed thousands of innocent people because, according to them, they enforced God's limits. ISIS set cities on fire in Syria and Iraq thinking they would go to paradise by doing so. Hamas kills Israeli people, saying it is Quranic jihad. All of this comes from one source, a Quran accepted without question. Let's be realistic. No book that causes so much bloodshed, discrimination, and backwardness can be from a merciful God. A God who gave us reason wants us to use it, not blindly follow a 1,400-year-old text. Today, the Quran we inherited is a chain binding us to a dark past, a chain that blocks intellectual freedom, progress, and a better life. It's time to break this chain. Instead of blowing yourselves up and killing innocents, read this book in your own language and judge with open eyes. When you do this, you will see that not only is it not divine, but it has been one of the greatest obstacles to our happiness. This book has lit a fire that has burned generations, from men and women who lost their lives in endless wars to orphaned children wandering the streets of Kabul, Herat, and Kandahar. Yes, these and thousands of other miseries in Afghanistan and the world come from the Quran. The deceiver Allah, who from the class Allah, who, according to himself, has firmly held on to his own words, the Quran, so he doesn't fall. While his mind was small, and he did not know that the place he is famous for has no gravity to make him fall. If only there were gravity, so this worthless scoundrel would fall. Now, if you want not to fall while you have already fallen, translate the Quran into your own language and think. Now ask yourself, is continuing this path worth it? Or is it time to stand, think, and create a new path? To learn more about the religion you have inherited, follow us. And if you still have doubts, just look around with open eyes once. See how this very book has, over centuries, become a tool for rulers to keep people ignorant. Whenever someone asks a question, they are told, doubt is forbidden, do not ask. And whenever someone protests, they are threatened with the fire of hell. They told you this book is from a merciful God, but this alleged God in the very same book commands killing, slavery, discrimination, and torture. It tells women to inherit half of what men do, tells infidels to either convert or be killed, and promises believers that if they kill and are killed in his way, they will go to a paradise with endless hurries. This is the very promise that has turned the vulnerable youth of Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria, and Africa into human bombs today. This is the same text with which the Taliban close schools, ISIS beheads people, and the Islamic Republic fills prisons. Now ask yourself, if this book really came from a just and wise God, why has so much pain and crime come from its heart? Why does no religious leader, based on this book, call people to freedom, equality, and love? Why is its use always for war or silencing opposing voices? Dare to read it once in your own language, not with the distorted translations written by mullahs to dull its poison, but word by word, as it is. You will see this book is full of commands fit for dark ages, not today's world. Our people have wasted centuries living with fear of hell and false hopes of heaven. No one asks, if the God who sent this book is truly omnipotent, why must he force people to obey through fear and threats? If this inherited Quran were really from God, it would not cause so much poverty and misery, man. Think a little. We are sure that when you read the Quran in your own language, you will say its author is mad. But because it is not in your language and you don't understand what has been inherited, what God? Yes, the truth is bitter, but truth is what sets you free. Today is the time to, instead of meaningless repetition of Arabic verses, open your eyes once and for all, think, and choose your own path. Not the path written 14 centuries ago in a desert full of ignorance and bloodshed. To learn more about the religion you have inherited, share this text and follow us.